Welcome, folks, to another episode of Muck on the Markets. I have my man Muck here. He had a little glitch, but we only had about a minute to talk before the show. But anybody that's been watching this market today is just, I don't know if you want to just rip your nose hairs out or something. It's just ridiculous. I told you, Muck, that what I had done was I started off in the morning, as I always do, read my articles and this and that, waited for the cash open. Then I had to do an errand, spent an hour doing that, came back, we were in the exact same place. I said, well, I'm going to read a book. And I spent most of the day reading a book. I occasionally devolved to my Twitter stream, which just seemed to be primarily Apple talk. They have their developers conference. At least if you read the tweet stream, my tweet stream, those people were very negative about it. But the stock wasn't negative last I looked. It was only down a mere bag of shells, $1 or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, well, oh no, I'm sorry. It's off $6, 1%.
Yeah, I think you take a day to day. Like if you look at today, what I've used it for is I've looked at all the positions that we have open and kind of used the no volume and stuff. Just look at the positions. And go, do I still really like that? Do I not? Or do I hate that company as much as I thought I once did? And you're not going to get many days like this where nothing really goes on. So if you can get a day like that, yeah, I think you really look over your positions. And I would like to say WWE has bottomed, everybody. Look at that. Woo! 11:22. Yeah.
We are unfortunately not broadcasting on the network here, according to my little thing here. I mean, my computer in front of me says broadcast start and stop. I've hit the start. I haven't hit the stop, but we are not on live. So I don't know what the fuck to say. I may have to just send Alan another thing, but anyway, let's just shoot the shit for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's watching, we'll see. I guess my biggest problem so far of the thing is that people defend the stock markets and all these markets as not, as being legitimate, really legitimate, and their scruples are so good. But it just keeps coming out that people are getting fined. Credit Suisse just got fined for currency manipulation. There has to be something. Obviously, something's not right if people constantly are gaming the system. I'm not going to say it's rigged. I'm going to say it's heavily gamed, and people know how to work the ins and out of it, and this is really annoying.
Yeah, it is. It's terribly annoying. In addition to those, I'm just going to send a message to Jack real quickly here. Yeah, it's terribly irritating. But the other thing that's going on, Muck, is a whole lot of banks have been actually getting out of the commodities business in total. I mean, they're just dumping their desks.
Yeah. Well, the problem with commodities is that it's not just a people ask me about it, and commodities isn't just something that you can just trade willy-nilly. If you're trading commodities, if you're trading pork bellies, you need to go to pork farms and you need to talk to farmers. If you're trading wheat, you got to talk to people who actually grow this shit. And you got to do a lot of leg research because you need to know that, just like coffee, you need to know that Brazil is having one of the worst droughts it's ever had on the planet, and coffee's going to go up. If you don't do that legwork, if you don't have those guys in the field, right, you get crushed. And I'm assuming that takes a lot of research, and there's a lot of money into sending people out and finding all this information out.
Oh, yeah, there definitely is. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what the hell's going on. A lot of my reading in the last month and a half, 2 months, has been that big equity players were basically stepping to the sidelines already. So I don't know. I don't know if this is just small investors who are jumping in at the end of a cycle here. I mean, I'm nervous. I don't know if you saw my tweet on Friday Friday I took well I had two short positions on, and I took another one. I don't even know if the last one was a short. I think the last one was a crude long. But anyway, I basically just sold out of everything. I just dumped them all. I'm like flat. I'm like Keith McCullough right now.
It's not bad to be, it's not bad to be flat, especially if you're not sure of what's going on. A lot of us don't 100% know what's going on. So, I mean, it's never bad to play it safe. And I'm not sure why people think it is bad to play it safe, but I don't. I think, if you can play it safe, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm up in my active trading account, which is different from the retirement accounts. I'm up, I think, 35% for the year. So I mean, I've had an outstanding year, but I just don't feel comfortable that I know what the hell's going on. I mean, this reduced volatility is just to me absurd. It's absurd.
Yeah. Yeah, it loses me too. A lot of the stuff loses me. I'm not quite sure what is actually going on. And I feel like, the more volatility goes out and the more volume goes out, what are you really left with?
Well, today the only thing I saw earlier was from a person I greatly respect their analysis, and I didn't double check it, so I'll put it out there for what it's worth. But her comment was that a lot of the movement today was really located in the mid caps, and that's that's just fund managers that have to buy the stock. They got the money in. They came in at the end of the month, end of the last month, beginning of this month, and they have to put that to work. And so they bought stuff. But
there's also been a huge mid cap rally, and a huge Russell small cap rally going on in this market too. So that's where I would keep my money more there than I would anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm just not comfortable. Just an interesting piece of news for me anyway was KKR, which had set up a hedge fund and hired away a bunch of traders from Goldman Sachs, actually closed it down this weekend, quite quietly, as a matter of fact. So that was kind of interesting. They had averaged like 5% returns over the last, I think it was 3 years. So really a poor showing, and they had hired very significant people from Goldman. And obviously what they're trying to do is KKR is now, along with Blackstone and who's the other player? I can't think of the other one. They're trying to get something in their earnings that's going to kind of give them a steady rate of return, because the old private equity business doesn't really give you that steady rate of return. It's interesting, in that same space, there has been a lot of noise since we last talked about those same firms taking all kinds of fees out of their targets in private equity acquisitions. Now they've always done this. I used to work for very sizable, very like one of the preeminent private equity firms, and they've always done it. When they became public, it becomes a different matter, and whether they have told all their customers or not, and whether they're sharing all the revenue, it's a whole shitstorm that's going to continue. Bloomberg had a big piece on it. Wall Street Journal had a big piece on it. Worth a read.
I will definitely look that up, because it definitely sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. The Bloomberg piece was an absolute blasting of KKR. Absolute blasting. Basically saying that they're deceiving their shareholders. I mean, that's what it came down to. You didn't have to read between many lines to get that feel from it. Now all of a sudden, see, we have one viewer. I don't know if that person, because we're not in. But anyway, it's a great piece.
Yeah, I'll definitely see if I can find that and look it up.
Yeah, it is a great piece, and there's one in the Wall Street Journal. Both were last week, probably midweek, I guess.
All
Both
right.
powerful pieces. Anyway, I don't know, Muck. I just don't have much confidence. I saw that Jack was around, but then he didn't. He has not responded to my tweet about trying to get this up. So I don't know what to do. Let's try to do it again Wednesday. I don't know if we're going to get anything out of this fucking market. I mean, I'm happy to just be on the sidelines, not sitting here trying to fight this chop because it is chop.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the name of the game now.
The only other interesting thing today that we could have talked about was the ISM manufacturing number, which came out and then was revised 3 times. I don't even know.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Oh, did you miss that?
Yeah,
Oh God, they were.
sometimes I don't even pay attention to the numbers anymore. I mean, they're so jury-rigged and everything.
I think you're precise. I think you're precisely correct. I think you're precisely correct. Well, happy haircut, happy beard, and we will see you next Wednesday, I guess.
This Wednesday, not next Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Yeah.
2 days.
All right. I'll
All
see
right.
you. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Sounds good, Matt. Be well.
Later.